Hi everyone, my name is Laurel of Mountain Laurel Stitches, and this is a YouTube channel about cross stitch. Today is Sunday, July 5th, and this is Flosstube video number 3. I have a finish for today, 4 whips, and some purchases. And at the end of my video, I like to show a little book talk about a children's book that I have read and had a lot of success with in the school library. Before I show any of those things, I want to say thank you so much for all of the lovely comments. I read each and every one, and I try to reply to everyone that writes something because I know that takes time, and I really appreciate that. And I've just enjoyed connecting with everyone and learning about what projects you're doing. And if you have a Flosstube channel, I would love it if you just let me know, because I'm always looking for other people and other projects and just learning more about this hobby that we all have. I also want to say thank you to Kathy of CraftyCat Stitcher, who gave me a shout out in her last video. That was unexpected and appreciated. So thank you, Kathy, and you might be right. Maybe I'm not as much of a beginner as I thought, but I feel like I still have a lot to learn, and I fully admit that I don't know what I don't know, and I think that's okay. But thank you, Kathy. I filmed my video in parts, so if there's a lot of fading, that's because I try to do my stuff in segments, because I get nervous and sometimes I just kind of ramble on, and I try to cut that out. So I apologize if there's a lot of fading going on in this video. I try to do like each section and then take a little break. So just letting you know that's what I'm doing. The finish I have for today was kind of an unexpected finish. I purchased this Mill Hill glowing pumpkin kit. I've never done a Mill Hill before, and they're very, very popular. And so when I saw this one come out, this is the Autumn 2020 edition, I thought, you know what? I'll give this a try and see how it goes. I've kind of heard mixed reviews about working on perforated paper, and this was actually very sturdy and very fun to do. I got this done in one weekend, and here is what it looks like. It's so sparkly. I probably lucked out on my first ever Mill Hill kit because this only has 2 colors and 3 different kinds of beads. So it was just an orange DMC and a black DMC and this little heart, which is backwards. Is it backwards? No. And then a couple different beads around, orange, rainbow, and like a green color. Everything was in this kit. Beads, needles, paper, thread. All you needed was scissors, I think. When you cut it out though, the paper was black, but when you cut it, it is white underneath because I think it's painted. So what I did is I took a permanent marker and just kind of went across the different sides of it to make it black. And I think that is just super cute. And this is the back. My backs aren't that great, but I'll probably just put like some black felt on it for when it comes to hanging up. And I had a ton of stuff left over. Can't really see it, but they give you, look at all those seed beads I have. They give you so much stuff. So if you're ever nervous about doing one of these, I think they're just great. A fun little weekend project. Sometimes you need a quick finish just to keep yourself motivated, or at least I do. So I would really recommend this if you have never tried a Mill Hill before. I know that I've already purchased another one, so I can't wait to try to do more of these. So that was my only finish this time. I have 4 whips, so I kind of broke my rule of not doing more than 3 things at a time, but I couldn't resist. So I'll go through them and show you what they are. I know that everyone wants to know how Bulbasuar is doing, so I'll start there. Here it is. I actually wanted to finish this before this video, but I made a mistake. I don't even know how. I made a mistake somewhere around here, and so I had to pull it all out. Doing one of these patterns, charts, it looked like it was just kind of a picture uploaded into one of the cross stitch pattern makers, and so the lines are green, like for the every grid square, and so I couldn't see where exactly I was in the pattern, even though I did try to go over the chart with a black marker, and I still messed up. It's got a whole part left going on here. In my last video, I showed this chart, Halloween Quaker, and I had no intention of doing this. I wasn't even sure I was going to do this year. I was just getting it kitted up because I've had kind of like a average experience ordering from 123 Stitch, where I'll make an order, and even though it says it's in stock online, it'll be like 2 weeks, 3 weeks will go by, and it just says every day I check, it says the next day it's shipping, the next day, and only to find out that some of the threads or some of the fabric aren't in stock, even though it said it was when I ordered it, and so it just kind of gets delayed. So I just had kitted this up early, thinking like, you know, I'll just get that out of the way because it could take 3-4 weeks to get. But then Steph of RainbowCatStitcher left me a comment and said, I love this, let's do a sal, would you like to? And of course I was like, well, I've never done a sal before, so yeah, let's go for it, let's go ahead. So Steph, thank you so much for recommending that. I have been having so much fun. This is my progress. This is on 32 count, Picture This Plus, Lugana, Murky. That's probably not the right order to say any of those words in, so sorry about that. So I started in the bottom left corner, and Steph has started in the top left corner. I'm doing mine in Classic Colorworks. I've never used anything other than DMC, so I thought this would be just fun to do, and I have been really enjoying how it's looking with the over dyes. It's just been a lot of fun. If you want to see Steph RainbowCatStitcher's work, hers is on 40 count Newcastle Murky, also from Picture This Plus, and she's doing hers in DMC. So if you're kind of curious what the two differences are, I would encourage you to check her work out. I'll leave her name down below in case you want to look at it. My fabric, I know it's like you step, guys, I'm still working on it, is not as dark as hers. Mine's a lot browner. And I think I read somewhere that even weaves have a tendency to dye lighter than linens. So if that's not right, please correct me if I'm wrong. And thank you to those who answered my even weave versus linen question that I had last week, and finding out that even weave is more man-made, or is man-made, and that's why that's a little bit different with the even holes. That didn't really make sense. My next whip is the one that I've been working on pretty consistently, and that is this kit from Etsy. It's a Eurasian eagle owl, or Coba. You can still get this. I've still seen this around. It is about 30 to 33 inches across on the wingspan, and here is my progress. So I finally finished the tail feathers, and I'm over here now getting into the wing, and I'm so excited. I think I'm gonna have to get a bigger Q-snap though to just kind of to pull it out more. This Q-snap is only snapped at the bottom and the top, and I've rolled up the fabric and used these little peels. I'm not really sure what they're called to kind of get it in there, but we're getting to the end here and gotta start expanding, but this is really going well. This is 16 count Black Ada by Zweigart that came in the kit, and whatever the kit colors were, which I still am not sure. They seem a lot, they're not DMC, and I don't think they're anything else like Classic Colorworks or anything American or American made, but they're beautiful, and I've ordered petite size needles because I'm a little bit worried that I'm going to run out of thread at the end. That's happened before, so, and I'm pretty stingy about getting into the end before I'm cutting stuff off, so I'm hoping that will be okay. My last whip was actually a birthday start, which is why I broke my rule of having 3 only whips, and I just couldn't resist doing it. It is in, you've seen it before, Shenandoah, and this is how far I got on it. I feel like I need to like censor this a little bit. That's all I was able to do, and what happened was this is 28 count linen in the color Wren. Is this casual linen? I don't know. I can't think of the name at the moment, but this is Wren. This is what I decided to go with in the end, and I think that is just a lot of gorgeous kind of marbling there, or modeling. And I was going along using a needle that I was using on the 32 count Murky, and for whatever reason on 28 it was making giant holes where I was stitching, and I just got really nervous about that, so I decided to stop what I was working on and order some new needles. And I thought Amazon, well, that would be very quick, but then Amazon lost the needles, and so this is where I've got into. Hopefully a little bit more progress in the next video, but it's looking great so far. I don't think I'm going to do this at the bottom, this Cross the Wide Missouri. I think I might put some flowers there, like there are little flowers right here, and then put maybe the city and the state I lived in when I lived next to this part of Shenandoah many years ago. This is a project bag. This is not a purchase. This was a gift a long time ago. This is the ultimate project bag. Okay, can't even see how big this is. And these are like dowel rods and a little beetle on there. My mom made me this as a gift many years ago, and this is like huge. So all of my cross stitch fits in this giant bag, and you know, you're never gonna encounter a project too big because you could probably fit in here. So that's just a fun little thing. So now I'm moving on to purchases, and I am sorry again if there's a lot of crossfading in this video. My cat, one of them, is awake again. They like to sleep during the day, so it's kind of unusual that they're awake, and he doesn't have the most pleasant of cat voices, so he's very loud, and I had to keep stopping so that he will be a little quieter. But moving on to purchases, this is one of the new Mill Hill kits after I enjoyed the glowing pumpkin one that I did. This one is called Sunflower Pumpkin, and I think it's a little bit more complex than the glowing pumpkin I did because that's a lot more colors on there. And if you want to know what the kit looks like on the back, there's a lot more seeds, a lot more colors, and then you can see the other kinds that are out there this year. But I think that's going to look wonderful, and I love the dragonfly. Who doesn't love sunflowers? So I'm excited to start that one. Hopefully another weekend one. And while I was browsing, I found this little kit by Chessie and me called Hallow-wee House. It's just a small. I got this one off of Kitten Stitcher, and it came with the fabric and the thread, and this is actually, I believe, Gloriana silks. So I was curious about trying linen and then trying silks because I had never done that before, although my Shenandoah piece is linen. So that's just a fun one. I hope to start. I think this was maybe around $20. Maybe it was less than $20. But if you want to do a small little kit, this is from Kitten Stitcher, Chessie and me, Hallow-wee house. I feel that I was probably one of the few people who did not go download long dog samplers pandemic. I didn't feel like I didn't think I was going to do it, to be honest, and I didn't really want to download it, so I feel like I was probably the only people who did that. But what I did do is go back to the year 1985 and got the Cricut collection Peaceful Places. This I found oddly on Amazon, and that is a shepherdess with different baby lambs. I thought that was just so pretty and cute. I don't think I'm going to make that into a stocking. That's far beyond my level of expertise there, but I think that would just be a nice little piece to have. I love the sheep pile going on there. So this is just a booklet, and the chart and everything are inside, so that'll be fun to do. And I think that is it for all of my finishes and whips and purchases this time. So thank you so much for joining me. If you are interested in the book talk, hang around, but if you just came for the cross stitch, that's totally fine. Feel free to close out the video and go to another Flosstube. Before I begin my book talk, I just want to make sure that everyone knows I am not affiliated with any of the writers or illustrators or publishers for this book. This is just something that I've enjoyed reading while working in the school library, and I have found that some of these books are real hits with children, and I just want to share that with everyone else. So this is a book by Burach, and it is called I Am Not a Chair. Oh, poor giraffe. It's his first day in the jungle, and everyone thinks he's a chair. While that might sound like a really silly, funny story, this book is really about finding your courage to stand up for yourself, and it's just presented in a very crazy way. So I'm going to show you a couple of pages. So here we go. Here's a chair. Here's a giraffe. Do they look that different? Here's our first page. I'll just read you a couple of pages. On Giraffe's first day in the jungle, he felt something wasn't right. Oh my gosh. That does not look good. Can I share that chair? Oh no, a rhino and a rabbit. Why is a rabbit in the jungle? Don't question it, just go with it. Chair? I'm not a chair. Giraffe knew he needed to clear things up right away. Unfortunately, it takes Giraffe a bit of time to clear things up. This book is full of slapstick humor and just really silly things that happen, that if you have a child who loves to laugh, loves to finds kind of just the like splats and odd noises funny, this would be a great book to read. There is even some jokes in there that I think adults would get, not inappropriate at all, but just like a little bit over maybe a 5-year-old's head, that you would find humorous too if you have to read this book a lot. So I encourage you to check this book out. I Am Not a Chair, find it anywhere that you enjoy getting your books. Independent booksellers, Barnes & Noble. My preference is usually the local library. Hopefully yours has curbside pickup or is open now to do just a quick grab and go. This is wonderful to read and just such a fun book for now when we're not having nearly as much fun as we could for the summertime. Thank you for joining me again for this video, and I hope you found something that you liked. See you next time. Bye.